I was thinking about this the other night. One really interesting ability to have would just be like to know where things are. Like if you walked into an area,
Like ever? Like
yeah, like anything.
this
Like
is an
a
ongoing
$20
problem with you. Just
Well, like there's things that are hidden, right? Like people stick, and I'm one of those people. Ah, my neck. Oh, I'm dying.
okay, you gonna be all right? Did you injure yourself on your rant?
What's happening?
I don't know.
Sky, I didn't know you were so passionate about this.
Yep.
It's time
We're
for
all
World
good
Weavers to do some world weaving. To World Weavers, everybody. Our journey creating a homebrew world using various online tools available to everybody. And if you want any information about these things, please ask us and we can tell you all about it while I bash my microphone around. But we are creating this world completely from scratch. We created our continent a short while back, and this is one of the first land masses that we worked on in more detail. We named this world Pyloria, this one continent, and this is the work that we did on Pyloria last week. You can see it all here. Basically, what we're doing is we're going to each of our individual continents, and we're doing just a little bit more detail work, fleshing them out a little bit more, and that is after, on the first episode, we did our world map, which is a little bit less detailed, kind of broad strokes, pretty basic. And now we've got to select another portion of this world map to work on. So, we discussed this a little bit previously. All right. So, what I like about Incarnate, as I was saying, is that when you create a large world map like this, you can isolate a portion of it, like so.
Oh, fascinating.
And then zoom in and make that another map. Because I
God,
just
it's doing
got
that
this.
weird shadow thing it always does.
So yeah, here's a rough side effect of that.
Oof.
When you get these new lands, your textures and everything kind of go. We're gonna have to do a little bit of texture work to start, but we have the basic look of our landmass here, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill some shit in. I'm gonna go to the background, and I'm gonna put water everywhere.
Man, I'm so glad we got that volcano.
We did get the volcano, and we'll get to do the volcano in a little bit more detail today. So, besides our textures being all gross, which we're going to have to
That
fix.
top bit is...
Anyway, this is a disaster. This is just terrible. So while I brush over this in a futile attempt to fix it, tell us what we've won. No.
Cyberpunk 26!
Let's talk about who lives here.
Oh, who lives?
And I had some thoughts, and I'll share them with you guys while I paint.
We're just gonna go with whatever you say, probably, so yeah.
Look.
Let's just save some time.
This is collaborative. I had a thought about Genasi. Now, I think we have to put humans here somewhere, because that's kind of a rule. Just humans end up everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's face it, they reproduce like rabbits, and they spread like the plague.
I feel like the humans are in one of, like, two obvious places on this map. That forest.
Or these plains.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel maybe there are elves in these plains, but I like
like elves.
Or in the forest. The forest. The forest, and these are the human lands. They are the plains. We shall call these the mountainous plains, or the greatest plains of all. Okay, no, the reason I was thinking Genasi.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna let you finish, but...
So I went off on a bit of a tangent there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, river elves. That's a good idea, Wild Wolf. Okay, we'll shelve that for a second. So the reason I was thinking Genasi is that this continent that we've built here has quite the mixture of elements.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, we were talking about how this is all desert, but the winds have carved this canyon through the desert that goes in kind of a swirl. So there we have our wind. We have our mountains for stone. We have our massive rivers and big lake system for water. We even have a volcano for fire. We have a strong presence or a presence of some sort for various elementals. So I thought maybe this is a place where different types of genasi live in these different portions. But then again, like, some of it's still a little light. I don't know. What do you guys think?
My first thought is that I want a genasi that has a t-shirt that says "Let's get genasty." Of like, why are all these genasi on this continent specifically?
Tell me a story.
Because they...
I think it has something to do with either the biggest occurring like things, like either that volcano and that big spirally dew, or maybe it's just the spirally dew. Maybe that was like where it all started.
Maybe that. Look, and I'm down.
Is the center of the spiral a source of power?
I was hoping.
I'm interested to think about what is at the center of the spiral.
We just said it.
Yeah, well, okay.
Source of power.
Big continent, the BHC.
I'll be honest, when you write Big Honkin' the G upsets me a little bit.
Oh, you just put an apostrophe.
Yes.
Moving. All right, so we've got Honky Tonkin Continent. We've
Honky tonk.
Honky Tonky Conti.
Achy breaky continent.
Don't.
Breaky continent. We've got plains humans. We've got maybe forest elves, but I don't like. Okay, somebody said river elves. It was Wild Wolf, and I'm all about subverting those regular tropes.
What about
Yes.
River Genasi?
Isn't that a thing?
That is a thing.
It's,
I thought
well,
that they, like-
technically, it's just water Genasi.
Right, but don't water genasi typically live in water?
Right.
All right.
But if you want to get technical about that, there's a breed of elves that live in water already.
Are they? Oh, see.
Wow! Wow!
I'm sorry. I don't keep up with elves.
You know one.
She doesn't live in the ocean.
She grew up. She lived
She
in the
did.
ocean for like 150 years, like the first 150 years of her life.
I'm sorry, if you haven't remembered, you and I have not spent a ton of time together in game.
And whose fault is that?
Okay, so I like what Isaac the Silent Fart suggested.
Okay.
It was
What
the
did
race
Isaac the Silent Fall?
Yo,
Lane collision?
a race of people who have natural permafrost forming on their skin as a form of protection from predators, natural armor. I like that, because that's just armor of Agathis, but you live that life. Yep, the gods have spoken through him.
Ice Genasi.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm taking a moment to just to make sure that we get a nice, good, thing. I'm looking through a list of races.
Well, feel free to look up like fantasy races and stuff. Again, what I want to do at some point for us is I want us to create a race that is unique to our world.
Penguins, but they have human feet.
Stop. What about? Can we have some Tritons?
Tritons? I mean, we could have Tritons. Absolutely.
What is the difference? I know that this is going to sound horribly insensitive, but I'm sorry.
Here we go
but
again.
What is the difference between a Triton and a sea elf? Because I genuinely don't know the difference. I know they both live in water, and that is it. Do Tritons have the lower half like a mermaid? Is that what it is? Don't make that face. I'm asking a real question.
I don't know. Tritons are just more like considered like nobility, I think, is the big.
Oh.
They're kind of like they're known as like crusaders.
Do they look similar, or are they completely different?
Completely
They look-
different. Tritons tend to have more like mer people look.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
so-
more. They have like fins. Like sea elves don't have fins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They just have gills.
They have more fish parts.
Yeah.
Creatures. And actually,
Ah.
I had written down shifters on my notes here after Solar Dasher said lycanthrope.
What? Oh, okay.
Because I was like, okay, I like the idea of an animalistic race that lives out in the forest. And, like, 4th edition is a can of worms for most people.
Mhm.
Two things I loved in 4th edition are shifters and shard mines.
What's a shard mine?
A shard mine is a humanoid collection of sentient crystals that is a race.
You're my Steven Universe.
God.
Why did you have to ruin it for
What? That's what. Sorry. Whoops. Anyway.
Oh, I like these Leonins.
Oh, fuck, we could do all the fucking cool MTG races and shit. Let's put Leonins in.
Leonins. They're so cool.
I don't remember what.
Oh, let's put Leonins and Luxodons.
They're like lion people, basically.
And Luxodons are elephant people.
That's cool too.
And they never forget to kill.
Alright, well, while we're all vying for things, what is our woke undead race gonna be?
Our woke undead race. This world, this continent, the elements here are hostile. They're volatile. Why? Who knows? It could have happened ages ago. And because of that, there are certain places where there are concentrations of these elements. The mountains, that windy desert, the volcano in the north, all these places. The result of that is that in this place, more than anywhere else in our world, the volatile elements collide together and combine and create all of these weird creatures and stuff that are roaming around. So I would say that there are more genasi here than normal. And I would say that perhaps this is the only place that you can find mixed element genasi. So when you talk about genasi, a lot of the time you'll just have like fire, wind, earth, air. But when you look at things like mephits, you've got fire, wind, earth, air, but then you've also got steam mephits. You've got ice mephits, you've got mud mephits, and you've got lava mephits, where the elements combine. I think we have those kinds of genasi here, uniquely. They're very rare, so I don't think the genasi are necessarily a ruling class here. I know I'm the one that pitched it, but I think that they're scattered. I don't think that it's the kind of place where too many of them, and maybe they can mate here.
I feel
Maybe-
like
What?
I feel like it's a situation where the genasi, everybody's a little on edge around them because
Yeah.
it's like, yo, if they banded together, they could run this place, but they don't.
They're just scattered. Like, they have no leadership.
Yeah.
There's no, like, genasi king.
I'm just saying, I'd feel pretty cheated if I ended up being a mud method. I'd be like, oh man, great, the goo. What do mud methods do? Like, I know it's water and earth, but do they have like, how does that work?
I see. And again, I like this idea that like everybody's like these. Maybe there are rumors that the genasi used to be in charge, but then something happened.
Maybe there's a legend of an
Yeah.
element king.
Yeah.
And he knows all 4 elements, but he just
Oh my
when they
god!
need him most.
What if he knew? wait. What if he knew 3 of the elements
Okay.
and he lost himself trying to get control of the 4th?
Well, and that's the thing. Maybe it's a thing when you have a genasi that is the combined aspects of 2 elements. They avoid other element genasi because there is a danger. There's a danger of volatile content once you combine a third.
Can we take this one step further?
Oh,
And
boy.
hear me out. This is a
Okay.
real serious thing. I love how there are different types of magic. Because element is already, like, magic is already got elemental energy, like, pervasive through it, but there are also others. There is, like, radiant and necrotic and force. Could you have genasi that embody these energies on top of the elements?
Solar
And maybe-
Dasher spent gold to say multi-elemental god ? Please continue.
And that's the thing, like, could there be, and maybe they're only in places of concentrated magic of those types, but maybe those kind of genasi have been formed as well. Beyond just elemental.
Perhaps. Again, I would say those are probably even rarer. But We're getting into the weeds here.
Well, it's like a fog ring, I think.
It's
when we
like a
looked at
world tree.
it.
So it's supposed to be really big. I imagine this is enormous.
Oh yeah, put it. Oh,
It's not
I
that
mean,
big. It's not as big
comparably,
as
yes.
Face Tree.
Yeah, Face Tree was like fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sure, damn. See, I'm
What's up with
tempted to
us?
do it, but we already have one of these.
We already
Yeah,
have
yeah,
one of
we
these
got
big
we got
trees.
one big tree.
Maybe there's one big tree on every continent.
Oh,
Maybe
gosh.
If you go to all four and you eat the fruit, you turn into some guy with really long arms who can't
Oh.
swim in the ocean.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's,
How do we feel about the idea of a giant tree on each continent?
I'm fine with that.
I mean, look, I think it's, sure.
I think it's cool. I'm
I
down
think
with
it's
it.
because here's what I'll say.
Yeah,
It's a nice way, thinking meta.
yeah.
It's a nice way in a story
Yeah.
get players to visit each location.
Yeah. We're talking World Quest.
Right?
We're talking you gotta get one of each fruit or
It's
else.
like you're building excitement about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I'm not gonna jump in and finish it for her, so I'm just gonna hype it up and be like, yeah.
I feel like this tree has this like fog around it, right?
Yeah,
So that has to be part of the legend.
yeah.
Is the fog always there, or is the fog something that appears and then when it disappears, the tree is different?
I think when it disappears, there's like firefly lights around the trees.
Oh, that's very good.
I think there's a legend that there's a weird wizard up there that just casts fog cloud all the
His
time.
name is Sky.
And they call him the Vape God.
I just Sky.
We're trying to do a serious.
I
Can you
love you,
imagine? I
but
want
you
you
are-
to know. Can you imagine playing in my homebrew world? Can
no,
you
I,
imagine?
no, I don't.
If it was just me making it, I don't think anyone would survive. Hey, maybe one of the many legends is that underneath each of these trees, somewhere in its boughs, are like portals to different planes, and maybe that's why
Maybe
they
you
are.
can use the trees to travel between the continents. Maybe the trees are all just part of one big tree that's rooted in
Oh.
the center of the earth.
Oh my god!
God. Or
But
maybe
the connection between the trees has been severed because one of them is dead.
because them ass hags killed it.
Oh, I'm putting some of these in here because I fucking love these. That's too
Oh
big.
god,
my
that's
God.
so big!
Why is it so big?
Gee, holy crap!
Fucking phallic earth, whatever these are.
You can change the hue on the form plus too.
What do they grow here?
Whatever it is, it's blue.
Could be blue corn, blue maize,
Oh my god, I do love some blue tortilla chips. That shit's good.
right?
They get special fertilizer from the other continent.
And it's purple. It's. I'm
Gonna
trying
finish
to
that
not. I was gonna say ass fertilizer, but it's just that's.
Of course you were.
I stopped.
I don't know
myself
what I
from-
expected.
Well, it's the purple. Maybe they grind up the ass hags and make them into fertilizer.
The Grung nightlife is top shelf all the way.
You gotta, if you look, man, if you want your grunge, you gotta get that grunge.
That-
That's where it's at.
I really thought there were like 5 other ways that was going. I'd like to think that for grungs, they use their name much like the Smurfs use the word Smurf. So it's like it never sounds quite right. They're like, if you want to get your grunge, you better get down to the grung club.
I hate that I'm
See-
part of this.
So at the center, I did see something in the stamps that I thought was very
Ooh.
interesting. Blue crystals.
Ooh.
Which can be any color we want with the new hue thing.
Or maybe they're...
Rainbow. I want one of every kind.
They can be multiple, but they don't have to be one color. There can be multiple.
Well, I was thinking there's just one big one at the center of it.
Oh, okay. Well,
In more detail, maybe we can have bits of them like jutting out of the walls, like smaller ones,
oh, that's cool.
when we do the more detailed section. But I think at the center, there's just one huge one.
Oh my god, are there crystals lining? Like, it gets more concentrated toward the middle, but as you go through, they like have accumulated. So at the beginning, there's like maybe one every so often, but like as you get about halfway, they're
Yeah,
pretty
like
regular.
it's worn away from the walls of this place.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's really messed up, but like if you ever get blown through this place, you just get torn to shreds on the way.
You get ripped to fucking part. Well, that's the thing. It's difficult to
navigate.
traverse.
Can we have some swole mountain elves? That, you know, I was thinking about this. I was like, mountains, oh, dwarfs, and I was like, no, get that shit out of here. I was like, I want some
Let's subvert convention.
I want dwarves that are just like, think JoJo characters, but dwarves. I mean, but elves. They point at the mountain and they're like, you're already dead, and then the mountain breaks in half. That kind of shit. But elves.
All right, but that's not JoJo. That's.
I mean, yeah, I know. You know. Oh, God. JoJo elves may be the best thing I've come up with today. These elves traded all of their magical prowess and intellectualism for protein shakes. And so they were like, oh, great god of... Who's the god of just being muscular? Is there one? Goddess of muscularity?
We can make one.
Should we though? Is the question.
I want an eldritch
That's another
god of
question, yeah.
swole. Hey, they have like, yeah, I love that. It's like a big old mountain door.
A mountain door.
Look, I'm down for mountain elves. I think mountain elves is an interesting subversion.
Sean.
If I'm gonna burn to death, I want it to be in hot pink lava. Oh.
Look, I mean,
Oh man.
what do you guys think?
I don't know. I love them all for
See,
various
now I just want
reasons.
now I just want it to be a volcano that's just molten glitter. Like, can
Look,
you imagine how pretty that'd
personally-
be?
Personally,
Yeah.
I love the blue, but I love it's just
You're in favor of most blues. I kind of like the blue as well. Like I like where it's sitting at right now.
See,
Yeah.
I like the blue. Here is my only issue: is it makes it look like it's a river. That's my only problem. If there's a way we can make it look like that's because to me right now I'm like, oh, it's a spring. But if we know it's lava, then I guess it's not an issue. Maybe someone's like, ooh, God, I'm so thirsty. There's some water.
Ah!
yeah, right.
Oh, man, that's some hot water. Damn. Who lives here?
I don't know if they're civilized nations. I think we can move that in on the regional map.
Fair enough.
Because I think these are smaller pieces, but I think as far as the topography and everything, I think we've got that.
Yeah. So I think this side's done. I think we just
Yeah.
need to do the other side.
I worry about the layering on the icebergs later. I can
Yeah.
do that as after work. All right. So we're done this
Yay.
half.
Wow, God, we did
Woo!
so much. Why is it so small? What's
'Cause
happening?
hang on.
Space bar.
There we go. Spacebar.
Space
All
bar.
This is our continent. That's not the name of a place.
But it could be.
We could call it Honkin' Tonk.
honky tonk.
Honk
Honky
and
tonka.
honk and tonk. I think.
All right, and I've just put that on, and we're gonna call that working name.
No, that's not working. That looks like the way. Oh, okay. I was gonna say with the O like that, it looks like Hoonkin. Hoonkin tonk.
Hoonkin Toon.
Honkin tonk working name. I like that working name is part of the working name.
Oh.
It's not a
Honkin'
modifier.
tonk.
It's
Toon.
Honkin tonk.
If you're
No,
happy
John
with
is
the
still here.
result,
John said
please.
I was distracted. What's up?
I'll tell you later, John, because I feel like I've overstayed my snake welcome with this joke.
Ah, so funny.
Ta-ba-da.
So funny.
So this is to the right of the big swirly do and to the right of the spires of
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
a
who lives
desert
over here?
that eventually leads into
An oasis.
I don't know who lives here. Regardless of who lives here, I think their buildings are going to look the same. I think we can
Yeah.
work that out later.
Yeah.
Because we decided that this was an oasis town. I love the idea of a group of goblins that run a trade oasis town. Because I'm an old WoW nerd.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ice tree. What do we want for this ice tree? Trees is what I want.
Let me go ahead and get this meme out of the way. I want it to grow Klondike bars.
Okay.
That's it. I'm done. All right. Continuing on.
Oh boy. Okay.
Can you imagine, though? That'd be the best tree ever.
You said you were done.
Also, hey, Sean, there's Tree Home 1.
Oh,
that
fuck.
You were maybe looking
Hey, you
No,
got it.
it's at the... I don't love
It's on the other map is where you needed
for it. It
it.
is on the other map, but it is there.
I don't love it.
Okay, well,
Also, we could make any tree an ice tree with hue. I just want to be clear.
We sure
Yeah.
could. So,
I think we save the glowing tree because I really like the glowing
Oh,
tree.
what about cherry blossom tree?
Ooh, and make
I love
it like
the
blue
idea of
or
it being
pink.
yeah, maybe the leaves are blue and it drops these petals all over the place. Oh,
And they look like big snowflakes.
The
or
cold never
something.
bothered me anyway.
oh, I
Ooh.
think that's it.
Oh man.
I think this is it. I think this is where we're at.
Oh man, look at that. Ice.
Place it. I gotta see it. Oh, I do like it.
That's awesome.
Even the wood, I think, is a little tinted blue a little bit.
Yeah. I love this tree.
This is my tree. It's my favorite tree. I love this tree.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
And I saw my reflection in the snow.
So many houses.
Can there be like naturally occurring like snow golems out here that just kind of roam? Because
I
of
love
magic?
the idea of snow golems.
And then I remember that this continent is called Hoonkin Toonkin.
Working title. Working fucking title.
You know damn well that's not gonna change. Do you think we got the idea for ice cubes seeing icebergs? Because we were like, oh, ice makes things cold.
Sky,
Hmm.
you're my
I love
friend.
you too.
You're my friend, Sky.
You're my friend.
The pact was signed. We're both stuck in this.
The pact is sealed.
You go to Hoonkin Toonkin, where the grungs are grungs, and you can get your grungs grung. If you're here for the first time, make sure you follow so you can see more of this from us. We also do a D&D show every week. It's amazing.
So that's World Weavers, everybody. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for Catlandia. And till then, good luck, good brewing, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.